Hello, and welcome to The Pretty Funny Show. It is your hostess, comedian Ashley Burgess, and I'm back to you with another episode. Honey, when I say the past couple of days have been nothing but eventful and extremely entertaining, okay? Since the weekend, we've all been in our DMs, in our comment section, and of course in those group chats and our cell phones, baby. When I say that the people have been going up and giving us something to talk about, from the beef over at the Breakfast Club between Lauren and Just Hilarious, down to Ye, pretty much putting the entire world on blast, coming at everybody, including Beyonce's twins. Don't get me started, but we're going to touch on that later. I have my coffee here from Hilltop down the street. There are several locations in LA, but as you know, Hilltop Coffee and Kitchen is owned by Issa Rae, and the product definitely stands up to the hype, you know. I get the bangin' breakfast sandwich on the brioche bun. And you know, my vanilla latte and honey. Delicious, okay? Yeah, I gotta forgive my French bulldog if he wants a cameo. Sweetheart, no. Hi, baby. Hi. Is it giving studious? Huh? Is it giving sexy secretary? Is it giving I'll get a raise one way or another? This is so crazy. Oh my goodness. Betsy, you outdone yourself, sweetheart. Is this not craziness? Butter. It's a stick of butter. Extra creamy, period. It's just in case you were wondering. Hello. Look at this. This goes crazy. The measurements on the bottom. That's ridiculous. Swarovskis. Now, as you guys know, I'm just like every other healthy woman in America. I love my Chanel just like the best of them. But when I say that, I mean, I just love a nice original piece, a statement piece, a conversation piece, and also symbolic. Like, honey, I do need a purse that's a stick of butter because I've been on a roll lately. You know what I'm saying? I ate that up. Now, without further ado, we're going to get into season 16, episode 2 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, guys, so believe it or not, I know I came in really judgmental last week. And that's just because, you know, it was the cast shakeup. They had 2 years to plan out, you know, the premiere episode, and it should have been 10s across the board, and it was lackluster. Again, factoring in all the time that they took to reboot. So, season 16, episode 2. The episode is titled Hot Dogs and Hot Mics, okay? Hot Dogs and Hot Mics, episode 2 for season 16. I enjoyed this episode a lot more than the premiere. I found myself highly entertained. I'm getting way more invested into the side storylines, especially the storylines of the new girls. And their personalities are starting to come out more, and the drama ensues. So yes, I'm finding myself getting invested in season 16 already. Let's see here. So the episode opens up from a continuation of last week's episode, which was the 42nd birthday party at Shamea's house. And you know, basically we just jump right into the drama. Shamea is you know, asking Drew, which we left off with, you know, in a to be continued with the last episode. So the episode opens up Shamea saying, So Drew, are you dating Dennis? Right? And everybody's like, oh, all right. Are you dating Dennis? You know, and I think enough has played out in real time where we would know if Shamea is really dating Dennis or not, and they're clearly not. And so, you know, right off bat, Shamea is telling that she's heard a word around town. So right off bat, Shamea explains that the word on the street, on Mama Joyce's street, is that, you know, Drew and Dennis have been hanging out. It was even said that they were spotted at a nightclub on Drew's birthday in matching outfits. Now, I saw the pictures. Drew had on something neutral, like a white or silvery. Dennis had on something white. You know, when people are wearing white, black, and neutrals like that, you can be matchy-matchy anytime. That does not mean that you specifically coordinated your outfit. So, you know, not too much on Drew and Dennis with the matching. Like, that's a stretch, that's a reach, for sure. That's a stretch, that's a reach, you know. So then, at this point, we cut to Cynthia's confessionals. So as Shamea is detailing the things that she's heard on the streets, and Drew and Dennis are supposedly matching and coordinating out in these streets, cut to a confessional with Cynthia. And Cynthia is going down the list of boyfriends and husbands past, okay. She says that she better not catch now one of the ladies coordinating with Peter Thomas. And then she says she definitely better not catch none of the ladies coordinating with Leon. And that was number 2. And I find it interesting that she put some emphasis indefinitely on there. But Leon is very fine. Leon is Leon, and Leon is her only baby daddy out of all her husbands and exes. And, you know, Cynthia basically said, you know, he's David Ruffin and the rest of my husbands are the Temptations. That's what Cynthia said. I did not say that. Okay. Which leads up to my next point. But, you know, Leon did play David Ruffin, rightfully so. So, great analogy, right? So then Cynthia, you know, Peter, they definitely better not be coordinating with Leon. And then, you know, circle back around to the conversation, and we jump back to Cynthia in the confessional. She said, you know what? I better not even catch these heifers matching with good old James Michael Hill. Cynthia, first of all, I found it odd that Mike, being the most recent husband, got named last. So you said you called him James Michael Hill. So I said, James? So, you know, I took to my old trusty phone because, you know, I'm comedian Ashley Burgess. And comedian Ashley Burgess knows everybody, okay? Not Instagram knows us. Ashley knows everybody, okay? So Cynthia, sitting there, you know, talking about James Michael Hill. So I pick up the phone and I text my good friend Mike Hill. And I say, James. Mike texts me back, LMAO, why you calling me by my government? I text back, the whole world knows your government now. Your ex just said your full name on tonight's episode of Housewives, and I'm cracking up. Mike then replies, why is she saying my name at all? Question mark, question mark. Now, there were some more things that were said that, you know, we are not going to repeat. But also, you know, not too much, you know. To know Mike is to know that he is very much a sweetheart and a gentleman. So he didn't say anything out of pocket. But he does not appreciate, you know, his name, likeness, image, or especially you putting out his full government name when he clearly does not even go by that. You know, with his public image, he has a stage name. So for you to put out a full name that he clearly doesn't go, like, why did you do that? You know, which leads to the narrative, you know, just lightly speaking on this, Cynthia, Mike feels like you didn't love him for real. You know, you made that man feel like you didn't really love him. It appeared that you had this narrative that you wanted to play out in your life and in your head as a woman, but more specifically for reality TV and the general population. Even using his name, like, oh, good old even James Michael Hill, like he was an afterthought, like he was not your most recent husband. And it definitely does not help the way he feels about the fact that you might not have loved him for real, because you're sitting here, you know, using his name as a part of a joke and material for a show without even running it by him. He didn't even know that his likeness, and like, that man is a real public figure on Fox and everything. He got stuff going on. I live in LA for real. I know who has actual motion. I do. A lot of these people on reality TV, they can't even get in parties and clubs here, and don't get me started, okay? Mike really gets up and goes to work every day. He has a public image on a major platform. If you guys were going to do the show together and it was going to help catapult him, and catapult you guys as a couple, you guys built, you know, businesses and empires together, great. But this man is getting up, going to work every day, an honest job, making an honest living, raising his beautiful daughters, and working really hard. Because me and Mike are friends, by the way, if you're wondering, oh, how are those two friends? I'm a stand-up comedian and Mike is a stand-up comedian. And he did not let his run on TV circumvent the work that you have to put in as a real stand-up. Mike is out here in the trenches. He's in the clubs. He's performing, and Mike is hilarious. He's really funny. So that's why me and him are close, you know. This is an extremely hardworking man, a genuine man, you know, and there's a lot of proof of the good that he does and the hard work that he puts in. So if it's not something that's directly going to benefit him, why are you using his name for anything? Especially if we know it makes him uncomfortable, Cynthia. Share my opinion. I'll speak on everyone, but I'll definitely speak up for my friends, okay? Every time. Drew is going back to her story with Dennis. She's saying that Dennis is her angel on earth, her savior. Everybody's looking like, are you kidding me? Are we talking about Porsha Hot Dog Dennis? Him? Dennis is your savior. Even 99 knows Angela Oakley said, Drew, that don't sound too good, sis. And you know they two peas in a pod. They freaking frack. 2.0. You know, so Drew's going on, and she's like, and Dennis came into the studio, and, you know, even though I'm the vocalist, he said this song is about Porsha. And we're going to take the money made from these singles, and we're going to give it to Pilar, and like, Porsha's just looking at her, and Porsha hit her with the Birdman on the Breakfast Club. She said, are y'all finished or are y'all done? Drew telling her story. Porsha said there, are you finished or are you done? Porsha said, cool story, bro. Cool story, bro. Porsha was not trying to hear none of that, okay? World's tiniest violin. Like, Porsha didn't care about nothing Drew was saying. And that part was hysterical. So when Porsha said, are you finished? She was like, I reckon I am. I guess I'm finished. All right. And so now Porsha turns the fire up on the hot seat. Porsha's like, okay, well, now that you're done, I want you to know, she asked the producer, can I break the fourth wall? Producer's like, break it. Drew, you is a low down, slimy, dirty, greasy, gout having, halitosis, hottie popping. Not just funny. She ain't say all that. She says you a low down, dirty B. And you know, I was just like, oh. Now, a lot of people are saying, you know, Porsha's the pot calling the kettle black. And, you know, that she's being a hypocrite and XYZ. Listen, y'all gotta stop judging Porsha's past, you know, and like saying that she's not justified in her feelings about certain things that are going on right now. Like, at the end of the day, her and Fallon were not friends in the same way that her and Drew are and have been friends, invest in each other. You know, they put each other onto their businesses. It's just a completely different dynamic. And so, and I'm one of those people too. Like, you have those people that are like, hey, good morning. I'm wearing a green shirt today. Oh my God, I just had kale for lunch. You got these people that tell you every detail of their day, and then they'll just up and do something with somebody that's closest to you, and then you don't hear nothing of it. It's like, well, I don't got to tell you everything. First of all, you normally do, though. You actually normally do. You actually normally tell me every freaking detail. I think I might know the schedule that you pee, my God. You know, but you don't want to tell me that you're in the stew with my child's father. That's foul behavior. It is. It's foul. Because, you know, one thing about people, when they're obsessed with you, they start just trying to, like, I'm not going to say triangulate, which if we're going to watch this scenario, because there could be some triangulation attempts going on here. We just got to watch it. But I'm not quick to label everything, you know, narcissism and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm not going to do that. I don't think. Right? But when people are obsessed with you, like, they just try to, like, you know, like, encompass everything and everyone that has something to do with you, just an attempt to, like, hold on to you, or even, like, abuse you from afar through another person. So you have to watch out for that. It's a phenomenon I've seen in real life pretty often, to be honest with you. So I think that's what we're dealing with here. So, you know, we have to wrap the party. And at the end of the day, who wants their birthday party to be about an argument? You know what I'm saying? Nobody. Even though you got to do what you got to do for the cameras, a birthday's still a birthday. So Shamea basically is like, okay, if you guys are my real friends, meet me down by the pool. So then Shamea, she, you know, gets the party started, or gets the party concluded, if you will. And she has everybody, like, take a shot and gather around the pool. And then she basically brings out the foam daddy with the DJ, and she instructs them, 1, 2, you know what to do. And they all jump in the pool. The foam machine starts. So now we take this extravagant house birthday party and turn it into, like, a EDM rager foam party. It looked like so much fun. It's undeniable that Shamea is a good time. That Shamea is a good time. She really is. I would love to party with Shamea. I personally will. Okay, so the next scene that we have is we're going to the Oakley residence, right? The scene opens up with Charles Oakley in the kitchen, whipping them pots, baby. Cooking a dough with the crock pot. No, but seriously, Charles Oakley was, like, throwing down in there. He had multiple dishes going. He had stuff going on the oven, on the stove top, on the grill. Boy, he was just like MacGyver with it. We learned more about the Angela and Charles relationship dynamic. So apparently Angela is a self-made millionaire, and her and Charles kept running into each other through life, meeting on the same level. Which is why Angela probably doesn't do the typical domestic things like cooking and cleaning, because she really is financially efficient and sufficient. Charles has made a substantial amount of money, but he made it in sports. And obviously that was at a time where it ran its course. He's of age now where, you know, you will no longer play, but he still made his money, and it allows him time to work around the home now. So their daughter comes into the kitchen, and they offer Charles some white wine. He said that he does not drink any white wine unless he's out the country, which is a new rule for me. Maybe that's, oh, but I think that's just what he said for men, right? Because I was like, ooh, news to me, child. You know? So anyway, the daughter wants to know, like, what happened at the party. And so Angela, 99 Knows Oakley, opens up the story about Shamea's house being exquisite. So we love the good compliment. Then she immediately jumps to how Shamea got a cullinan for her birthday, gifted from her husband. Now, as Angela is narrating the fact that Shamea got this cullinan, her husband, Charles Oakley, is in the background clanging pots and pans extra loud. Angela, you know, laughs with her daughter. And she's just like, oh, Charles is only, she's like, oh, Charles is only banging them pots and pans around because he doesn't want to hear me talk about a cullinan. And I think that myself, Charles Oakley, production, and the rest of America, I think we're all on the same page about this. Where it's like, girl, this man cooks and cleans and you think you about to get a cullinan? Sweetheart, he the trophy. You need to get him a cullinan. It's giving ungrateful, Angela. Girl, cullinan, Charles doing all the cooking and cleaning. He the trophy, honey. You might need to get him a cullinan, okay? Just saying. Angela starts telling the daughter about how Dennis is working with Porsha, blah, blah, blah. Charles is so funny. He was like, mind your business. Stop talking about theirs. Point blank, period. Everybody give it up for a real husband, a real man. Because that's the type of energy, and the only type of energy a real man is going to be on. And then she's talking about, well, exes shouldn't be working together. And Charles was like, well, you ain't say that when you was working with your ex. Angela was like, I ain't never worked. Oh, yeah. And then he's like, mm-hmm. Which was really, really funny. And Angela's like, well, I wouldn't want to see you working with any of those women or any of my friends. And then Charles is going to say, well, I wouldn't work with them lames, no way. Oh, Charles, you're funny. We like you, Charles. He said, I wouldn't work with them lames, no way. I was like, now who taught this old man that word? I'm a cool mom. I'm a cool mom. I'm tired of digging, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad. Well, that's too damn bad. Okay. So anyway, that's pretty much all that goes on at the Oakley residence, you know. Angela obsesses over Shamea's life, and Charles says, mind your business, basically. All right. So then the next scene that we cut to, Miss BRIT EADY and her husband, Mike. All right. Here I am, wearing all black today. Would you guys like to know why we're wearing all black today? Because we're dressed for a funeral. This funeral This is a funeral for BRIT EADY's facade that her husband completely exposed within 2 episodes. We're gonna have a funeral for BRIT EADY's facade. A funeral for your facade, honey. It ain't real. Of course, nothing else over there is. BRIT. I don't know if anybody told you or if you need enlightening, but sweetheart, your husband's a homosexual, BRIT. BRIT EADY, your husband is a homosexual. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Can we play the clip of him? Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay, your husband's a homosexual, sis. Now, if you're knowingly in a lavender marriage, something tells me you don't know though. Something tells me you don't got a clue. Okay? And let's say the man is bisexual. Cause straight is a long shot. Stop. But let's take orientation out the equation, sis. Regardless of how you slice it, that man don't like you. That man was comfortable embarrassing you. Episode 2 of your debut. The list of red flags with this man in this marriage is so long. The list of red flags with this man that BRIT calls her husband is longer than Claudia Jordan's second toe. That's long. Okay, first of all, I just started adding stuff up. Okay, COVID relationship. They didn't have a wedding. Look at her. That girl is over the top. Okay, quick courthouse wedding. Cool. All right, mental note. Then she was basically asking him to be considerate on camera. She was like, are you going to be more considerate, you know, when I'm pregnant? Which means that she always feels like she has a lack of consideration or you know, boundaries are not respected in her relationship. You could tell. Also, she said that she be asleep during normal hours. He'll be up early in the bed, laughing, carrying on, being loud when they have multiple rooms, not caring about her beauty rest at all. Sweetheart, that's a big red flag, and I've actually been through that with somebody, okay? That's somebody that's showing you that I literally do not care about your peace. I have no problem interrupting your sleep, even knowing that you're waking up early, going to work and running your insurance business. I don't care, and I want you to feel it. That's a red flag, sis. Honestly, that is a gateway to somebody that's abusive. That whole super loud while you're sleeping all the time, just listen. BRIT, sweetheart. You told your husband I love you. He looked at you and said love is important.
But baby, I love you.
I know.
I love you.
And love is important. Right.
Call me before you leave.
Gotcha.
BRIT, on camera on national television in front of the world, where you were clearly trying to have a moment that was probably genuine but also made you look good, you said you told your husband I love you. This man responds, yeah, love's important. You know, this red couch is for the therapy that all of y'all that I'm reviewing is gonna need. I would like to take this moment to make myself clear. I don't want anybody to think that I'm making a mockery of BRIT EADY and her union. I'm very sensitive to a particular type of man, and I've seen this type of man in my own life, and then also we've seen this play out on TV multiple times too. All the signs are there. Had it been me, he would have been in an apartment. This aired Sunday. He will already be in his own apartment by today, had it been me. Because not only are you disrespecting me and belittling me as your wife, but you're embarrassing me in front of the world when you could have easily just said nothing or not signed on. But also, Britt, if you are forcing somebody that keeps showing you signs that they don't want to be there, and you're trying to like, I am allegedly 1,000 allegedly percent allegedly sure allegedly that Britt allegedly Edie's allegedly husband allegedly is a homosexual.
Allegedly.
If you're not a homosexual, you just really hate women. If you don't hate women, you at least hate your own. It's very clear. Okay? If you want to see what hating a person looks like, that's it. Okay? There's no other room for any other type of interpretation other than what we saw. BRIT, sister to sister, is National Women's Month. Like, you know, I'm not saying that I've been here with somebody that, you know, has a questionable orientation. You know, it's never gonna be so, oh, so you was doing the bending, you know. I'm not saying that that's my life, but this type of person that just takes these jabs and works overtime to make you uncomfortable, go out their way to not consider you, you got to watch out for that, because it's a much bigger problem. And I don't think the look of a light-skinned hubby is worth all that could come with this type of personality. You know, unfortunately, and we never want to say this because it's like, we're women and these are men. Listen, more often than not, gonna say more often than not, hold on. A lot of times, unbeknownst to you as a beautiful, soft, subservient woman, you might F around and find yourself with a man that wants to be you. And you'll never believe the man wants to be you because he's a man. And you're a woman. And people are telling you, that man jealous of you. And you're like, no, he's not. Why would my man, a man, be jealous of me, a woman? They be jealous. If these men could skin some of you ladies alive and wear you, they would. Full-blown Ed Gein style. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They would. I think going and diving into the psyche of these men that compete with their female counterparts, I think that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother episode. But BRIT EADY, if you know you're in a lavender marriage, cool. Good for you. Also, though, I definitely don't see an open lavender marriage where the husband's that mean. Usually that's some pent up frustration because somebody's living a life that is not authentic to who they are, which is why they act like that, and they resent the source or person that makes them suppress their actual wants and desires. He could also just want a woman with some good work, natural features, well done cosmetic surgery features. You have neither. I know men really like soft butts. I've seen yours. I just know the bounce back is not doing what it's supposed to, which is why he thinks it's only alleged that you might have a baby. Because, ouch. BRIT EADY talked about Shamea's youngest daughter, Shiloh. She threw shots. As we know, Shiloh and Shamea have been dealing with some health complications due to Shamea and Shiloh's surrogate having a breast cancer while she, was pregnant. And so Shiloh had to be born prematurely. It was like she had to get rushed out of there, basically. And she still made it. And by the way, Shiloh is beautiful. Okay? Shiloh is a beautiful baby. Period. What a pretty little girl. But BRIT threw shots at the child, and it's like, oh, well, it's up, because you could have actually been nice and we would have been holding our tongue not to talk about all your bad work, girl. All right? When it comes to bad work on the show, you in top 2, and you're definitely number 2. I'm going to leave number 1 alone. Right? Am I right? Kanye crazy. Am I right? You can't talk about the kids, BRIT EADY. You and Kanye are in the same boat right now. Both of y'all are out of pocket. But at least Kanye is a musical icon. He's given us hits for decades. And he's gave us super cool clothes, iconic pop culture moments. George Bush does not care about black people. What have you done, BRIT EADY? What have you done other than get your card pulled by your husband in 2 episodes and insult an innocent child? And you've yet to have your own. You want to get pregnant. That's a dangerous game you playing, throwing shots at somebody's baby when you've never given birth yourself and you want to. Come on. You gotta be smarter than that, Miss Edie. Yeah, but you and Kanye in the same boat right now. But again, at least Kanye is a legend. When you get canceled, you're just going to be canceled. Okay? I also saw recently that Shamea and Kelly were doing a cooking segment on YouTube. And, Kelly has her cookbook. Probably, poor planning. She didn't think she was going to pop. So her face on her cookbook does not match the face on the show when she's promoting the cookbook. But that's fine. She used her cookbook and restaurant money to go buy the new face. Kelly and Shamea were doing a cooking segment together. And they just kept shading Miss BRIT EADY. They're calling her frauds and insurance agent. I was like, oh, okay, well. So in real time on episode 2, they're kikiing and getting along. But right now, in real life, no, they're not. So, trust me, I'm not the only one who looks at BRIT and just sees like, I don't know about you. And also now it makes us like look back at the whole Kenya Moore situation. Like maybe, of course, why would you do this at your grand opening for your salon, Kenya? But maybe lighting her up real quick and roasting her might have been warranted. But again, I just think you should have went about it a different way. But as much as they painted Kenya to be the villain to pull BRIT EADY's card, we might find out that Kenya was the people's champ. Stay tuned. So the next thing that happens is we're going to go to a private gym training session with Drew Sidora, Angela 99 Knows Oakley, and Shamea Flavor Flav. I'm just playing. Shamea does not look like Flavor Flav. That's what Angela 99 Knows said about Shamea. You see 99 Knows sticks. I probably will never call Shamea Flavor Flav again because Shamea's literally gorgeous. Naturally, too. You can tell a natural face when you see it, boo. Okay? And damn, Angela is pinched and pulled a little too tight. Okay? Just a little bit. Angela got a nice butt, though. I'm gonna give her that. I was like, I see what you did there, Charles. You all right, me. Yeah, all right. Real recognize real. You feel me? So they in the gym, and Angela and Drew, you know, get together first. And again, they're real friends. Never forget that, right? So Angela and Drew get together first, and they're kind of just rehashing some dramas that went down in the group. So when Shamea gets there, she comes in her Chanel athletic gear, again gagging per usual. They can't take it. So what happens when you come around and people can't take it? They find reason to attack you, or at least attempt, right? So not too far along into the workout, Angela hit Shamea with the, so why did you feel the need to stick up for Porsha and ask questions for Porsha? Shamea's like, excuse me, ma'am, I ask questions for myself, right? She's like, no, you asked it for Porsha. And cut the crap. Let's be real here. Ma'am, look, you're doing all of this because you're mad that Shamea got a colon. Okay. This ain't about, Shamea ain't did nothing to nobody. This is, you are hating and you cannot control it, and that envy monster is getting the best of you. And so now you're picking a fight with Shamea because you mad she got a colon. You're mad she has a colon. That's it. That's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. They start calling Shamea Porsha's lapdog, and I don't see how Shamea is any more lapdog for Porsha than Angela's being a lapdog for Drew right now. Okay? And I'll be honest, if I gotta be a sidekick to anybody, it's gonna be prenup P over Drew. Prenup P over divorce D. If you're gonna side with somebody slow, at least be with the slow big stepper. Shit, lapdogs calling out lapdogs if you ask me, honey. Honey, I tell you what, if I was gonna side with one of them, I would definitely rather side with prenup P over divorce D. I'm pretty sure. Okay? I'd rather be in the corner of the girl who get their husband fully deported than the one who only got enough power to get them sent to the basement. Divorce D. Okay. I just really feel like it's funny how like her storyline with Melanie and Derwin is like loosely playing out on this show. It's like, girl, one thing you know how to do is break up a bond between a man and a woman. Okay. If there's a couple that's supposed to be locked in, oh my God, we're gonna send Drew to intervene and get all up in the Kool-Aid. Okay, that's just what we're gonna do. Angela and Shamea are going back at it. And now you have insight as to how we got to the 99 No's and Angela calling Shamea Flavor Flav. And yeah, so this gym scene is what kicked it off. Hop on YouTube so you can run that back, because, you know, the beginning point of a misunderstanding and rival is just where years and years of great entertainment, you know, are resulted from. So we're probably in for a hell of a saga between these two. I hope they fix it though. I hope they fix it. Charles is probably gonna want to be cool with Gerald, which is Shamea's husband. And it seems like Charles and Shamea already have respect for each other from the Atlanta socialite area. So I really hope these ladies can get past it, you know. Very last scene, we have Porsha at some type of like bouncy house sky jam ball pit with her daughter. And then enters Dennis, Porsha's baby daddy, right? Right into it, you know, we just stick with the storyline and the theme of the show. Porsha asks Dennis about what's going on with him and Drew. Dennis nips it in the butt. Hey, it's just business. We working together, right? And then so Porsha is just like talking about how she feels that, you know, them having this interaction is hurtful. And then so Dennis says, sweetheart, I just watched you have 16 marriages on TV. That shit hurt me. And so here's the thing. I don't know if Dennis was saying 16 marriages because they had multiple weddings, or if, as you know, Dennis been like making music with Drew, so he might have been in his producer bag trying to be like Beyonce and been like, 16 marriages driving away, 16 marriages running away, husband deported, He can't stay. Okay. 16 marriages, Dennis said. And it hurt him. And so I'm going to read between the lines, person, right? So on one hand, we're saying this is just a passion project. This business, XYZ, and the third. But then you clearly just said that, you know, watching Porsha move on and have several relationships hurt you. So there very much might be a chance that maybe there's an element of get back.
Allegedly.
Because what you being hurt from 16 marriages, what that got to do with business? Nothing. So they try to navigate through the conversation. It's not productive. They're not really getting anywhere. You know, Porsha basically said she gonna knock him out because, like, what? Like, are you really? She ain't like say that, but you know. By the way, they showed flashbacks of Porsha's Family Matters, and they wanted to remind you that, you know, Dave had a tumultuous time, and they also wanted you to remember that Porsha was about to knock Dennis's mother out in Mexico. That happened. Okay. So. And they are giving you these flashbacks because we're going to see Porsha cry about loyalty. Nobody's loyal to her. Again, people are saying, hey, pot, meat kettle. Porsha's justified in her feelings in this one moment because nobody would like this being done to them. Nobody would like to see their co-parent be looped in by a friend, especially when, you know, there's a little tension there. And furthermore, Drew wouldn't like to see anybody doing this with Ralph. BRIT EADY again. Look at Drew Sidora and look at Ralph. Take hints. When I say your husband looked like he's twice as bad as Ralph, he'll sue you for the veneers out your mouth and the silicone out your booty.
Allegedly.
He will. Don't find out the hard way, ma'am. So Porsha storms out, and then cut to Porsha being in her Rolls Royce with Dennis. Their co-parenting is co-parenting. They are co with the parents, okay? They even ride together. I like that. But in this scene, we have the infamous hot mic, right? So they're just carrying on, finishing out the argument from inside. And what we hear over the hot mic is Porsha basically threatened Dennis. She basically says, if you keep working with Drew, this not going to unfold how you want it to unfold for your daughter. How this thing go with you seeing your daughter and whatnot, it ain't going to go the way you planned if you keep dealing with Drew. Which was 100% wrong of Porsha. That was the closing scene. It definitely gave high drama. I don't know if Porsha is being portrayed in a light that she would like, especially knowing that this was supposed to be her victory lap season.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. No, I'm just kidding. It definitely wasn't becoming of her. And I think that letting Drew interfere with having a present, healthy, and enthusiastic co-parent is ridiculous. Especially with you saying this to him at a co-parent meetup. Like, there are things that we shouldn't take for granted. And yes, ideally, you know, your child's father is also your husband. He's there every day. But when that's not your reality, the co-parenting understanding that you guys have is something that you need to appreciate, Miss Porsha. And threatening that healthy bond that you guys have created over Drew, Miss Refrigerator Body herself, a white refrigerator at that, that ain't the way to go, Porsha. It's not the way to go. On a scale of 1 to 10, I rate episode 2 a 9. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I'm going to definitely stay tuned in and keep watching, and you guys are going to keep getting my commentary. I'm 100% rooting for everybody chocolate, and then right after that I'm rooting for everybody black. Team Shamea down. Shamea can literally do no wrong. If Shamea does wrong, then I'm going to figure out a way to make it justified and right. Shamea down. And with that being said, anybody that talks about Shamea's children, again, as a mother who gave birth to her child naturally, and I'm very, very blessed, but still just what we go through as mothers to get our children here, that ain't nothing to play with, okay? Especially when women are sweet, and don't do that. So yeah, BRIT EADY's on... BRIT EADY is on my basura list. Basura! Okay. We're going to put her and Kanye on an Elon Musk device and send them. We're gonna put BRIT EADY and Kanye on SpaceX. That's what we're gonna do. Send them off. Overall, this episode was a 9. I really, really enjoyed it. And because of episode 2, I'm going to stay tuned to probably the whole season and see how things play out. I want to know what you guys thought. What do you guys rate this episode? And also, what are your other opinions about the other points that I've touched on? Please get in the chat below. Like, subscribe, and share. And guess what? I'll see you next time.